Welcome back. It's still Analyst Hangouts here at Iran TV. And before we went on break, we spoke about using inflation figure to actually make decisions regarding your investment, whether be it stock markets or fixed income, whichever investment you choose to be. Inflation affects everybody. Even if you don't have investment, it affects you. Yeah, it affects everybody. And in March, it was 15.9. And we spoke about the fact that two reasons they were given for this high rate were increase in dollar rate, which has gone further up since then, and also diesel that's more than doubled. And the situation is still the same. And we're not expecting anything to change. We're even expecting, personally, for the inflation figure to be higher than 15.9. And I still have Rotimi on board. He was explaining the impact or what you should use that result to do and how you should use it to reposition your investment. And then I have joining the gang, is Alaji Gaba from APT Securities and Loan, the Managing Director. Good evening, Alaji.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you so much. I told you earlier on that you came late. You got into the party late. We finished serving cocktail before you joined us, but you're still here to enjoy the main course anyway. Thanks for joining. Okay, Rotimi, are you still there? Hello, Rotimi. Okay, we seem to have lost Rotimi for now. Well, he intended using just half time with us. But Alaji, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Fantastic. So we were talking about how investors can actually use the inflation figure that is expected on Monday, right?
Yeah, Monday. Yeah, Monday.
To reprofile or reposition or take position in whatever investment that they're into. So what do you have to say to that? What will you advise investors to use this incoming inflation report or figures to do when it relates to investment?
Well, first and foremost, inflation is a blessing in the capital market. Because during inflation, the only loser is the holder of the local currency.
Okay.
Once you hold the local currency, you are a loser side. Inflation will rise the price of every other thing.
Okay.
It devalue the naira. And therefore, importation, it makes it more expensive. And by doing that, it is promoting the local producers. And don't forget that the local producers already have their warehouse with the raw material at a cheaper rate.
Yes.
And now they will sell it at replacement cost, which will increase their turnover and profitability. And this is what we witnessed this year. Most of the first quarter of the manufacturing company has gone very high. If you look at stock, most of the manufacturing side, they almost double.
Yeah.
And what is the rate of inflation? At best, it should be around 16, 17.
Yes.
Compared to doubling your stock price.
Your stock price.
So the investors are really the delighted of this year. And the good side of it, in this year, we don't have foreign investors. The foreign investors are run away from our market a year ago. And therefore, there is no panic selling and try to beat the exchange rate. And that is why the market is stable. And the other side of it, even though there is primary election, which demand a lot of money, but the politician did not invest in the equity market. Most of them, they invest in property. And that is why you see the price of property is crashing, because they are willing to sell their property to earn money in order to enable them to win the primary election. For the capital market, it's a win-win situation. They are not there, and therefore that is the market keep on rising. I can tell you, even though the all-share index gained 24%, quite a number of stocks gained between 50 to 70% in just 5 months.
Okay. Thank you, Alaji. So we need to be very clear right now, because we're talking about the stock market, and a lot of stocks we gain, of course, by the virtue of whatever is going on right now, but not all stocks are actually enough to hedge against inflation, of course. So can we just focus on the kind of stocks that we can recommend, to investors that, okay, maybe this sector, you can use it to hedge against inflation, stay away from, banking sector, for instance, I don't think the return is up to 15.9%. I don't know.
No, so some of them are slightly above that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you just said, for me, this is the time for investors to look at the different investment window and how they can hedge against inflation. As Alaji just said, that capital market is a win-win station for for investors at this hour. But one thing is very interesting there that, like you just said, the earnings yield in equity market is high, and also what we call earnings to price is also low. So to tell you that these companies are producing a better and a stronger number that is supporting their price. And that's why you look at what is happening also, the like yield in the fixed income. And when inflation is going up, automatically those yield in fixed income are already negative because they are below inflation rate. But why equities, in terms of capital appreciation, even in terms of yield of the earnings, are higher than what you are seeing in the fixed income market. That is why funds are also looking for where they can get higher return that will also help them to stay above what the inflation rate. That is why you're seeing funds are coming to the equity space. But like what we just asked, which sectors can one position like this? That is why we can see there is what we call sectoral rotation already going on in the market, because we have seen the Q1 numbers to give us an insight. Like look at what is happening in the industrial goods sector, because those companies are able to pass their cost, also they have increased the price of their commodity or product, they are still making profit. You look the way of the consumer goods, as I just said also, because people always go for what they need. Even when prices are up, they don't mind. That's why we are seeing most of those brewery sector, brewery companies and others, choking out good number. But it's simple, you should understand. When the price of the product is up and people are patronizing, the company is going to post positive number. Look at what is happening in the agricultural sector, Okomu and Presco. Those two companies, oil price, palm oil is needed both locally and internationally because of this biofuel that is all about. And also some Asian countries are not exporting their own palm oil and ground oil. Therefore, that there's demand for it. If those in our market here, with Okomu and the Presco, they go to export, they're earning FS there. And also they increase their price of their palm oil from low of 12 naira in 2021 to almost 25,000 naira. Tells you that this is a good margin for that. To reflect. That is why, as a designer investor, you look for companies that you can hedge against inflation because the returns will double what inflation. So practically, you are smart to the bank.
Why don't come back to you? I still have Rotimi. Still Rotimi. Hello, Rotimi.
Yes, you.
Oh, you're still here. Are you sure you want to go for that meeting?
Yeah.
Maybe you just stay with us till 5:30.
I thought maybe you have, if you think you're comfortable, I can leave now.
No, I'm not, because you were not done explaining what you had in mind then. How investors can actually use this incoming inflation figure to reposition or take position in investments generally.
Yeah, no, I talked about the fact that investing in equity edges inflation.
Okay.
But so knowledgeable investing in equity, not just investing in equity, because the game of equity is expert game.
Yes, so.
Yes, if you don't understand the league, you will come and watch and see.
Yes, so.
And lose the money.
Yes, so that's what it is. So that's why you need to consult your stockbrokers.
Okay.
Yes, it's caveat emptor. So nonetheless, so there are some sectors that can easily pass on costs. So food and beverage is one of them. If you look at the price we buy Semovita now, it's almost twice the cost of buying and all that. So that tells you the investors in those companies will always smile to the bank, because guess what? Their earnings will improve, the turnovers will improve, bottom line will improve, and all that. So if you're a consumer of a product that is increasing in value, you should be investing in such companies that produces the. That's just the only way you can hedge against inflation.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Rotimi. Thanks for taking time to
join us.
Will
you give me the permission to leave?
Yeah, permission to follow.
Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Now, looking at agri sector.
Okay.
That looks like the best performing sector so far. Well, so far, maybe. Do you want to contest that?
No, you can see the oil sector is doing well because crude oil prices are also rallied.
Okay, so give me a stock that beats Okomo oil last week.
No, I won't give you one, but
why?
No, because
outside agri sector.
Okay, let's leave it there. No, telecoms. Let me come with telecom. MTN.
What did MTN do?
MTN moved from as low as 214 to almost 270.
Within a week?
Within a week.
Okay, the week before?
No.
Okoma has been consistent. That's what I'm saying.
but if you look at the GDP we're expecting, you can see that it's the telecom and the agriculture, even what's it called, the manufacturing sector, especially industrial and that contribute, even the banking sector, because banking remains the engine of any economy at any given time. That's why I tell you that even banking, as to speak, is not performing as the market is going. There's time for comeback because every stock in the market, every sector has their time. They have different characteristics and they perform at different times. Because now we are seeing, Kumu, the agriculture sector, telecom doing unfertile in the market, but there's time for banking because I tell you that if at the end of this first half of the year, second half, and the monetary policy just jack up rate at all, that is where bank will smile. You can see that all these money that you are seeing that are selling below their book value, they'll come up.
Okay. Before I go further, do you see a Zenith or a GT moving from 23 naira, 24 naira that they're both trading now, to 70 to 200? Is a yes or no question?
No, it's not immediately.
All right. But Okomo moved from 20 to 220 something. All right. We wait until then we can come back and say maybe banks will perform as much as agri sector.
No problem.
All right. So Alaji, you still there, right?
Yes, I'm there.
All right. Fantastic. Let's go and we want to look at some results that actually came during the week. And three of the results that we're going to be looking at, the Q1, they're from the pharmaceutical sector, talking about GSK, May & Baker, and Fitsin Healthcare. But we'll discuss this after the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.